Both parties are committed to the same fiscal target, which is that debt should be falling in 5 years' time. That's a loose target. It's looser than any debt target we've had since 2008, yet it constrains. It really constrains. Taking it seriously, and as far as one can tell, both manifestos do take it seriously, will mean the painful choices that we're outlining. None of that are faced up to. So current plans, and this is one of the difficulties of making sense of the manifestos, they don't tell us what current plans are, what is the counterfactual, but current plans in the budget are for big cuts in investment spending, 18 billion a year or so by 2030. Bear that in mind. Parties very focused on growth, but they both seem to be focused on big cuts in investment spending. And while the March budget assumes overall day-to-day spending will rise by 1% a year above inflation, anything approaching plausible settlements for the NHS, childcare, defence will leave other services facing cuts, somewhere between 10 and 20 billion a year on current projections. Hard to be precise, but significant cuts across other services. Now, we've called this a conspiracy of silence, and that has been essentially maintained. Regardless of who takes office following the general election, they might get lucky, but unless they get lucky, soon face a stark choice. Raise taxes by more than they've told us in their manifesto, or implement cuts to some areas of spending, or break their fiscal rules and allow debt to rise for longer. That is, to use that horrible word, the trilemma. What will they choose? I don't know. The manifestos do not give us a clue. So in these opening remarks, I'm actually just not going to engage on the whole with the so-called fully costed manifestos on their own terms. The proposals on tax, benefits and public service spending would be barely enough to detain us in analysing a modest single-year fiscal event, let alone a prospectus for a 5-year parliament. They certainly don't answer the big questions facing us. So, looking at the tax and spending proposals of the two big parties first, neither main party makes any serious new proposals to increase taxes. Consistent with their conspiracy of silence, both are keeping entirely silent about their commitment to a 10 billion a year tax rise through 3 further years of freezes to personal tax allowances and thresholds. Again, you wouldn't know that listening to them, but both main parties are committed to a big tax rise, which is, as I say, 3 more years of freezes to personal tax allowances and thresholds.
Read my lips. No austerity under Labour.
Both Labour and Conservatives are saying that as the baseline for their plans, they involve significant cuts in a whole range of public services.